Low, compelling. What if the punchline started as a punch? Before Sheneneh, before Wazzup, before Thursday nights shook like a block party. There was a 90-pound kid in Landover learning two arts at once, the jab and the joke. He fought for space at home, then for silence in DC clubs that didn't owe him a breath. New York gave him brick walls and bright lights. Star Search gave him a camera. The streets gave him rhythm. This is how a boxer's timing became a sitcom earthquake. How a kid who could slip a right hand learned to slip a heckler and then a network. How a chorus role became a career and a neighborhood of alter egos became a generation's soundtrack. Softer, but every roar has a recoil. We're opening the door behind the door. Improv that rewrote pages in real time. Theme music that changed its DNA. The finale engineered so too leads never share a frame. The heat that nearly stopped a heartbeat, and the rhythm that brought him back. From Frankfurt to Landover to primetime, this isn't luck. It's rounds. It's reps. It's a life taught to hit on the beat and survive the silence between them. Beginnings, Frankfurt to Landover, a jab and a joke, Army roots, boxing discipline, DC, New York hustle. Born in a U.S. Army hospital near Frankfurt on April 16, 1965, Martin Fitzgerald Lawrence carried names that signaled expectation, King and Kennedy, long before he carried a mic. By grade school, the family had rotated back to Prince George's County, Maryland, where a crowded apartment in Landover taught speed, wit, and survival. Two crafts formed in parallel, the jab and the joke. Lawrence boxed at neighborhood gyms, a 90-pound teenager who learned economy of motion and patience under fire. Skills that would later sneak into his timing on stage. He fought his way to Golden Gloves runner-up and, just as crucially, fought off the kind of idle time that derails kids without structure. Class clowns rarely become professionals without reps. Lawrence tested bits in school, drifted into drama, and then into rooms that owed him nothing. DC clubs where the audience decided your fate in minutes. That circuit rewarded velocity and nerve. It taught him to cut through noise with a line so clean the room turned at once. New York was the pressure cooker. An improv set led to Star Search. The finals didn't crown him, but the camera liked his poise. Columbia Pictures Television called. Suddenly, he was Maurice Warfield on What's Happening Now. Marks, lights, laughs on cue. Television grammar arrived in a hurry. Film arrived next as a proving ground. A chorus role in Do the Right Thing put his face in theaters. House Party made his attitude a feature. Boomerang showcased a friend who could turn lunch into a running debate. These weren't accidents. They were steps, bit parts gathering weight. Between DC rooms and network calls sat Washington Square Park. Hat passing shows that trained him to win semicircles of strangers in daylight. If you can hold that crowd, a studio audience is easy math. Momentum, not luck. The boxer's truth. Thursday Night Earthquake, Def Comedy Jam and Martin, HBO Pulpit, Fox Disruption, SNL Shockwaves. 1992 is the hinge. Russell Simmons taps Lawrence to host HBO's Def Comedy Jam, a midnight pulpit with club heat. The same year, Fox orders Martin, a multicam built to house one performer's neighborhood of alter egos. An era forms around a single voice. A multicam built to house one performer's neighborhood of alter egos. An era forms around a single voice. Stan Lathan's staging turned Def Comedy Jam into present-tense television.
Shut your ass up. Oh, you got ears like me. You're my cousin.
Moving cameras, a DJ's cut time, comics framed tight. Weekends felt like field trips. By season 2, the show was setting records and crossing lines the networks were scared to cross. The platform minted careers. Bernie, Chris, Dave, Cedric, and Lawrence calibrated the vibe. Permission to be as raw as the rooms that raised them. Think pieces wrung hands. The audience kept showing up. Fox's Martin ported that vernacular, hip-hop cadence, physical bits, live-wire improv, into primetime. Martin Payne at Wazzup. Gina, Pam, Tommy, and Cole as a circle strong enough to be a writer's room. Lathan, again, quietly linked the DNA between HBO's stage and Fox's set. Thursday nights shook. Variety clocked the speed, ricochets along its surefire course. As Martin siphoned viewers from NBC comfort food and made Fox feel young and volatile. Behind the laughs, the engine was maskwork and improv. Sheneneh, Jerome, Momma Payne, one actor carrying a neighborhood in his throat, stretching the sitcom frame until it felt almost live. Cameos weren't stunts, they were bridges. When Biggie walked into that apartment, TV crossed into hip-hop, not the other way around. Even the theme evolved.
Have mercy, Lord. Have mercy.
The volatility that electrified the set also sparked headlines. The 1994 SNL monologue partially excised in reruns. You So Crazy released unrated and still making real money. The brand was combustible and bankable. Measure impact not just by Nielsen, but by echo, catchphrases in tapes and skits. ACA sweats and Pistons gear as wardrobe gospel. Fox programming as a block party. The culture moved, and Martin moved it. Heat and Fallout. 1996, directorial debut, Ventura Boulevard, Lawsuit, and Last Season. Spring 1996, he's directing a thin line between love and hate while anchoring Fox's Thursday Engine. No off-ramp, no sleep. The film opens in April. Success arrives with a bill. May 7th, 1996. Sherman Oaks. Witnesses say he runs into traffic on Ventura Boulevard, shouting that people are trying to kill him. Police detain him. A handgun is found. By morning, the Los Angeles Times is on the corners with the quotes. Publicists cite exhaustion and dehydration. Talk screens report no contributing substances. July brings Burbank Airport and a loaded 9mm in luggage. Cite. Charge. Another brief. Tampa's wires distill it to a capsule. The stack of headlines grows heavy.
I'm not even a lot of pain, you're just going.
You don't know how to help
It ain't
them.
gonna always be like that.
At home, the marriage to Patricia Southall unravels. She files for divorce and a restraining order. In a Washington Post profile, she describes fear, love, and the hope he gets help. A rare piece that treats mental health without punchlines. The article widens the frame. Reports of psychiatric treatment and medication since 1995. A live-in nurse after Ventura. A UCLA specialist, speaking generally, outlines mania's arc, energy to grandiosity to paranoia, if untreated. Not a diagnosis, a lens. November 1996. Tisha Campbell leaves Martin. January 1997. She files suit alleging escalating harassment and threats. After a settlement, she returns under terms that keep the leads from sharing scenes. The finale stages them like split universes. The phenomenon ends with craft and caution, not curtain calls. Season 5 becomes an exercise in negative space, staggered call sheets. Over-the-shoulder stand-ins, scripts built around absence. The culture remembers the jokes. Crews remember the engineering. It's easy to say crazy. Harder to note a man trying to be a network's engine and a first-time film director in the same quarter. Inside an industry that rewards acceleration and punishes the stumble. The timeline doesn't excuse, it explains the near burnout. Reinvention, movies, heat exhaustion, and the 2000s, franchise lift, coma scare, commercial run. The pivot predated the fallout. Bad Boys, April 1995, pairs two TV titans, Lawrence and Smith, and opens at number 1. Early versions starred different comics. Michael Bay leans into improv once Martin and will lock in. The TV to cinema velocity is instant. The late 90s sprint, Nothing to Lose, 97, keeps his name in summer lobbies. Life, 99, underperforms, then becomes the cult favorite people quote by heart. It's the film that proves he can thread pathos through punchlines. Blue Streak, 99, reconfirms bankability. Number 1 opening, greater than $115 million global, radio-savvy soundtrack. Dave Chappelle in support, and an early web-era studio stunt, Sony's online talent search, to juice awareness. Mixed reviews, a cinema score, Star Optics. Then the stop sign, August 1999 heat stroke. Jogging in heavy gear during a heat wave. Lawrence collapses, spends 3 days in a coma, and comes back on the other side. The headlines are clinical. The message is human. Pace takes a toll. Commercial overdrive resumes. Big Momma's House, 2000. Blasts past $170 million worldwide on a $30 million budget. With Greg Canham's prosthetics enabling full-body character work. Critics wince. Crowds roar. a franchise is born. He reclaims the mic with Runteldat, 2002, nearly $20 million domestic on a stand-up doc, reframing the tabloid years in his own words. The 2000s fill in with dependable draws, Bad Boys 2, Black Knight, What's the Worst, National Security, Rebound, Wild Hogs, a true four-quadrant run. The lesson beneath the ledger: calibrate for crowds without pretending the velocity never left a mark. Engineer Laughs, Big Momma, Curate Danger, Bad Boys 2, Test Odd Gambles, Black Knight. The reinvention is incremental, a craftsman's pace. Off-screen, a 2010 wedding to Shamika Gibbs, a 2012 split, and later an engagement to Roberta Moradfar. Through lines in Three Daughters, whose carpet cameos reframe the star as dad. Reunions, Roses, and The Long View, Bad Boys for Life, Reunion, Walk of Fame. The engines return with unfinished business. Bad Boys for Life, 2020.
My wife's car.
That's fucking Carver Remy.
You don't know that's
Outruns its legend, franchise best global, and a pre-pandemic victory lap that proves chemistry ages well when the storytelling admits time passed. The aesthetic recalibration matters. New directors, Adil and Bilal, a sleeker palette, and camera packages that let two aging cops be nimble without cosplay. Shot across Atlanta, Miami, and Mexico, the film looks like sun-baked memory and plays like renewal. The comeback turns communal on BET Plus with Martin. The Reunion, 2022. Stan Lathan steering a 90-minute sit-down that recreates the living room and pauses to honor Thomas McCall Ford. Stewardship, not nostalgia. January 15th, 2024. The cast takes the Emmy stage, cracking about the trophies the 90s didn't give them. Television finally claps for a show that once had to crash the party. Then another lap, Bad Boys. Ride or Die, 2024. Crosses $400 million worldwide, over-indexing with under 35s and audiences of color. The tech nudges, Alexa 35 with Venice, tweaked Panavision flares, Snoricam jolts, say the style evolves. The banter says the core's intact.
That you saying that if I shoot you in your face, are you saying you won't die?
The carpet's read differently now. His daughters, Jasmine, Iana, Amara, flank him in photos. In April 2023, the Hollywood Chamber fixes his star at 6617 Hollywood Boulevard, a television category bow to a name that lived in living rooms as surely as multiplexes. Roses received. Listen closely to the Reunion laugh track and you hear anticipation. Audiences meeting the joke halfway because they know the rhythm. That's Legacy, a sitcom that let black joy be loud, a franchise that rides friendship past the noise, and a performer who learned to be funny in public and human in public. 2020 crowned the box office. 2023 etched the sidewalk. 2024 proved the pairing still thumps.